this to the creator, yeah. I wanted to address um, someone I ran across. Um, she is calling out people for being false prophets, and so I went to her page to see exactly what she was saying, and she's saying a lot of people she think they're false prophets. Um, but y'all told me to address this with just one thing. I read some of the things that she posted. Let me show you one of the things that she posted. And I don't think she has the understanding of the Tanakh. I think she has good intentions, but she doesn't have true understanding of the Tanakh. I'll show you this real quick. This is her post. I didn't write this. She wrote this. Isaiah 8 and 20 teaches that the host of heavens, the sun, the moon, and the stars will be destroyed. Finally, fall from heaven. Something that alleged had already come to pass in Isaiah 14 and Ezekiel 28, 11, and 19, but has not yet. But the false prophets of the second temple and all Solomon books of wisdom say different. Y'all better get out of them lying books of wisdom that contradict Isaiah 8 and 20. Terribly before judgment, Yahuwah is giving y'all plenty of time to truly find him, but y'all wasting it off based off mythological books. So I went in and I'm going to show you what Isaiah 8 and 20 and what are those all talking about when the Most High Yah is talking about the host of heaven. Now, if you've taken any classes with me, you will find out that the Most High Yah have a heavenly council. A heavenly council that fell. The host of heaven is not talking about the sun, the moon, and the stars. I'm sorry, sis, it's not. Well, I'm not even going to call you sis. I don't know you. I haven't had a conversation with you. I don't know you at all. Right now, you're on the Yah only. And we don't argue about whether it's Yahweh. We don't argue about whether it's Yahuwah. We don't argue about whether it's Yahovah. We don't argue about whether it's Yah-Oh. We don't argue about it whether it's Haya. The reason why we don't do that is because the Creator Yah showed me that we had different dialects in what region we were in, but we were all calling on it. It's kind of like living in the East and they call it a drink, and then you get over here in the middle and they call it a soda, and then you go somewhere and they call it a soda pop. But you're still talking about a Coke. You're still talking about a Pepsi. You're still talking about a Sprite. You're still talking about the same thing. We're still talking about Yah. It was all about dialect change when they moved. Some words I even still say sound like something else, and I said something else, and I have to clarify with people certain things. My T's, T is in Tom, to a lot of people sounds like C is in cat or P is in pickle. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's because of my mix-up of moving around so much when I was a child. We moved around so much because my parents were military. Okay, that's dialect. He showed me that it's dialect. That's all it was, is dialect. But he knows in our heart we were calling on him, the one and only Yah-Oh, Yahweh, Yahuwah, what is it? Yah-Oh, Yahweh, Yahuwah, because I see some girl, she calls him Yahuwah, Yahwah. Do you see what I'm saying? It's dialect. But I digress. Let's get back to the lesson at hand. So you're telling me that Isaiah 20 teaches that the host of heavens, the sun, the moon, the stars will be destroyed and finally fall from the heavens. So let's go in and find out what it truly, truly means. Now, I've taught classes about this. I've been teaching classes about this for a while. Now, in Isaiah 8, the host of heavens will be destroyed. Why? In context to the whole stone edition to not show the full. Why did he say that in context? In the whole stone edition to not show the full verses and examples. Show me spiritual beings in the stone edition to not identify the host of heavens or the prince of Babylon, prince of Tyre, etc. List them all and show full verses and examples. See, you don't understand that. And the Most High Yah just wants me to correct you on this one thing. Because if you're reading that wrong, if you're reading that as the host of heaven, as the sun, the moon, and the stars, then you are going to take it all out of context. You literally think the sun and the moon and the stars is going to fall away. Yet it says in the scripture that the people are going to be bringing us back on ships of Tarshish. We're going to be coming back. In Isaiah, the same book that you read. The same book that you're reading out of Isaiah. Let's go straight out of Isaiah. Isaiah says that the other nations, kings and queens, are going to be bringing back the scattered back to the mountain of the Most High. They're going to be bringing us back. They're going to be ships of Tarshish. They're going to be bringing us on their neck. They're going to be bringing us with all kind of stuff, gold, all these things. The same book that you're reading says that. So how can these things fall away? How can the stars, how can the moon, how can these things fall away? It will destroy everything. And the Most High Yah will have to start back over. He said, I am not going to destroy if enough of my people return. That's Malachi. Go look at Malachi. He says, I'm not going to destroy it. Then the reason why we know it didn't get destroyed, because we return. Isaiah tells you that too. We return into the land. And there is no leaving off earth and going to heaven. The Creator Yah is coming down here to dwell. Read it. It's Yah Shama. Yah is here. Go read it. Yah Shama. Go read it for yourself. Now, I'm not trying to cut you down, all this kind of things. And we don't do idolatry around here. We don't do blood sacrificing around here. I don't believe in that. I will never, ever, 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 ever believe in that. That is wicked. It was never taught. That's the pen of the wicked scribe. Jeremiah 8:8. They added in things and they took things away. And then they set confusion in the books too by changing our language, which y'all said we would. That would happen anyway. That's in Deuteronomy. All these things are going to happen. We're going to forget who we are, all these things. But let's go ahead and let you know who is the host of heaven that they're talking about in Isaiah. Based on the context of the Stone Edition to not, the reason why I use the Stone Edition to not, because that is a literal Hebrew Bible. It has the original Hebrew in it. This is why I like teaching from this book, because it's an original Hebrew Bible. And it also has commentary down of the things that they took away. You know, they took away a lot of stuff out of our book. My book is 2 times as thick as everybody else's book. And I only have the Tanakh. I don't have a New Testament in my book. Yet my book is 2 times as thick as everybody else's Old Testament. Why? Because they add in all the things that they left out of the translation. Why? They left things out of translation so they can have room to add in lies, add in supplication, add you into contemplating, and then having you mentally add it and take it away. But the Stone Edition talk is more accurate than the most books you're going to get. But you still have to go in and define the words again The Most High Yah says, Jeremiah 33:3. My name is Yah. Call on me. And it'll be I who answer and show you things you do not know. So Jeremiah 33:3 lets you know there is something in the book that we don't know and we have to ask. There's some hidden things that they took out. In order for us to know the truth, we got to ask him. Okay? So, with that being said, based on the context of the stone edition Tanakh and prophetic literature, the destruction of host of heaven is not merely about stars, but refers to spiritual beings, angelic forces, and national patriarch spirits that have rebelled against the Creator Yah, influenced nations towards idolatry and evil. Here's a breakdown based on your request. The context of the host of heaven. Destruction. Isaiah 8:24 and 34. Isaiah 8 sets the stage regarding judgment and trust in the Most High Yah versus idols. You hear that? Those were idols. The specific prophecy about destroying the host of heavens are more directly detailed in Isaiah 24 and 34. Now, you have to understand and understand Lucifer and his cronies fell to the earth. And I know you don't believe in the book of Daniel. You don't believe in Zechariah. You don't believe in the book of Psalms. You don't believe in the book of Solomon. But I'm going to show you this with the book that you only believe in. You seem to only believe in the book of Isaiah. So let's go. Isaiah 24:21 through 22. The punishment. It shall come to pass that on that day, what's that day? Judgment. The Most High Yah will punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners and gathered in the pit. So the Most High Yah is going to punish the sun, the moon, and the star. For what? They're luminaries. The sun, the moon, and the star are luminaries. They're luminaries. So this lets you know these are spiritual beings that are going to get punished, the fallen. But a lot of people don't believe in the fallen because they don't believe in the book of Enoch. But you can also read it in here. But because you discount the book of Daniel, you don't believe that the angel Michael is the protector of the Israelites, because it's in the book of Daniel that the angel Michael is the protector of the Israelites, and the angel Michael and another angel was having battle with the king of who? Greece, and another angel that was having a battle. It was having a battle. And then it says in Daniel 12, which I know you don't believe in Daniel, that the wicked will do wickedly, and they will try to read our scrolls and will not understand. But the wise will read our scrolls and understand. You understand? Do you understand and understand that there are deities that fell to this earth? If you don't believe that, then you cannot be taught. Because that makes the whole book read wrong. Let's keep going. And the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they shall, so these people are in charge of everything. All you see, the politicians and all that, they're fallen deities. That's their children or them, taking on the shape of humans. They shall be gathered together as prisoners and gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. Isaiah 34:4-5. The dissolution. Where did you get that from? Get that out your mouth. Get that out your mouth. I'm sorry, my dog had a marker in her mouth. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled up together as a scroll, as all of their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off the vine. for my sword. So why would the Most High Yah have to put a sword on the sun, the moon, and stars? For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, and behold, it shall become down, and it also shall come down on Edom. Now, why are they destroyed? Idolatry and rebellion. These spiritual forces, often associated with stars in ancient pagan thoughts, were worshipped instead of the Creator Yah. They influencing the nations. They act as princes and guardian spirits of the nations that oppose the Creator Yah. If you oppose the Creator Yah, you worship one of these fallen angels. Divine vengeance. It is the day of vengeance for Zion, cleaning both the heaven and the earth of evil influence. Now, this is all showing you just in your book. Now I'm going to go prove it with some of the books that you don't read. Spiritual beings identified as hosts of heavens and national princes. In the Tanakh, these entities are sometimes called hosts of heavens, high ones, and princes of nations. Sarim. You got to know your Paleo Hebrew. You got to go back and define this in the Paleo Hebrew. The evil English is too vague, and it will not allow you to see it in the context of what it really is. Now, the definition: rebellious angelic forces. In my book, in my Paleo Hebrew book, in my Paleo Hebrew Tanakh that I have, in places where it just has sons, in my book, it has angels. Or it says you're angelic. So my book specifically says angels when they told you were sons. The hosts of the high ones that are on high. Isaiah 24:21. They either talk when they saying the hosts of the high ones on high, or high ones, or the princes of the nations. These are the fallen angels, rebellious angelic forces, fallen angels, demonic powers influencing earthly affairs. The prince of Babylon, which I saw you speak about in Isaiah. You said, according to somebody, that it already happened. Because it did. That means because they already here. That's the whole reason the Creator put us back on earth. Put the children of Israel, the Adam and Eve on earth. We were supposed to come here and subdue them, these angels. They got here before we did. Let's keep going. The princes of Babylon, spiritual entity behind the king. Do you understand and understand there was 2 incursions, right? There was not one, there was 2 incursions of fallen angels. Not one, there was 2. 2 different times it happened. And they are still here. If you go read the book of Joshua, I literally just posted a video about that. It says the angels that fell to the earth, that came to the earth, the sons of God, in my books, that is called the angels. They don't call them sons of God, it's the angels. The messengers, if you want to use that, because messenger in Paleo Hebrew and angel means the same thing. When he calls you a messenger, you are an angel. You are of a type of angels. There's different types of angels. Okay. The same in the book of Joshua, chapter 23, 24, 22, 23, 24. It states that those angels are still here. In the book of Joshua, it said it. And I just put a video about that. I did not know I was going to be talking to you today. And also in the book of Judges, I'm going to show you something. Because I read a lot of your comments. I wrote down quite a few. I'm not going to make this video very long because I am not here to argue with you. I am not here to debate with you. I do not debate the Tanakh with people. I do not do it because Yah's word is Yah's word. Isaiah 14, 12 through 25. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, Hillel ben Shekar, shining one, son of dawn? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations. So he came on earth and weakened the nations. He weakened the nations. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into the heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High God. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell. My book says the netherworld. The context, while describing a human king, the imagery transcends to a spiritual entity representing the pride of Babylon, the king and prince of Tyre, cherubim in Edom. So this cherubim was in Edom, y'all. Ezekiel 28:12-17. This cherubim was in his name is the prince of Tyre. So that's not a man. He actually was in the Eden causing all kind of hell, y'all. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of the Most High Yah. Every precious stone was thy covering. Thou out the anointed cherubim. He a cherubim. He telling you he was a cherubim. The Most High Yah saying you were a cherubim. Be covered. Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitudes of thine iniquities. I will cast thee as a profane out of the mountain of the Most High Yah, and I will destroy thee. O covering cherubim. He's supposed to be in heaven. He's supposed to be helping us. Context, similar in Isaiah 14, that addresses a human king, but describes him as a primordial angelic being, cherubim, fallen due to pride. The prince of Persia and Greece in Daniel inside. See, you don't trust Daniel. And it seems to be a lot of people that hate Daniel. I think people are just jealous of Daniel. Nothing changed. Nothing new under the sun. Everybody's always jealous for Daniel. And Daniel's so righteous. Daniel 10:13. And Daniel 10:22-21. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me. And 20 days. Then said he, I will return to fight with the prince of Persia while when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Greece shall come. These are guardian angels and demons assigned to specific nations. Summary of this table of spiritual beings and entities. And if you go read the book of Jubilees, you will find out in the book of Jubilees that the nations that hate the Most High Yah are assigned demons. And that is a demon talking to these people. They're talking to these fallen angels and demons. The children of the fallen. Those are demons. Let's go. Host on high ones. Isaiah 24:21. Rebellious spirits, powers, and angels. So, when they say powers too, they're not talking about the sun. They're talking about these angels. Hillel ben Shakar. Isaiah 14:12, shining one, spirit behind Babylon. Cherubim in Edom, Ezekiel 28:14, guardian spirit behind the prince of Tyre. Prince of Persia, Daniel 10:13, angelic, demonic, guardian of Persia. Prince of Greece, Daniel 10:20, angelic, demonic, guardian of Greece. According to the Stone Edition approach to prophetic literature, the destruction of the host of heaven signifies that the Most High Yah will remove the spiritual power behind human arrogance and idolatry, humbling both the unseen cosmetic rebels and the earthly kings who follow them. They follow them. Okay. Now the other things, and these are just a few things that you type. These are things you type. You said Isaiah 8 contradicts the book of wisdom. Jeremiah 23 says there will be no prophets in the last days. They would not have visions and they would not dream. So let's go and find out. Because that totally contradicts Isaiah 44. You do know that. And I just did a video about this. Come on, thing. Look, my cat just sneezed, y'all. In the Tanakh, particularly in prophetic literature, the awakening of the remnant of Jacob, characterized by a spiritual refreshing, testifying Yahweh's sovereign, receiving the Spirit, and acting as teachers and prophets, is a major theme at the end days, and it's called Arek Hamon. That is the Paleo Hebrew. Here's the key prophecies that align with Isaiah 43 and 44 regarding the remnant having visions, teaching, and receiving the Spirit. Joel 2:28 and 29. The outpouring on all flesh. This is quintessential prophecy. It is the quintessential prophecy regarding the demonstration of the Spirit, matching the promise in Isaiah 44 and 33. I will pour out my Spirit upon thy seed. The prophecy, the Most High Yah will pour out his Spirit on all flesh. Remnant actions. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. Jeremiah 31 through 34, the new covenant internal knowledge. The passage links this ideal of the remnant being awakened, knowing Yahweh's personally, moving from external law to internal guidance, a promise of a new covenant where the Torah is written on the hearts. Remnant action. Every man will know the Most High Yah directly, reducing the need for traditional teaching because of the eternal witness. Isaiah 32:15 through 17. The Spirit poured in on high. Isaiah ties the rejuvenation of the land and people directly to divine influx, the promise, until the Spirit is poured upon us from on high, and the wilderness becomes a fruitful field. Result: the work of righteousness will be peace, leading to quietness, confidence, and favor. Zechariah 12 and 10. Spirit of grace and supplication, focusing on the emotional awakening and the repentance of the remnant in the last days. The prophecy: I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and supplication. Remnant action: they will look upon him who they pierced, mourning deeply, and be cleansed. Micah 5, 7 through 8. The remnant as dew and a lion describes the remnant not just as recipients, but as an active agent of the Most High Yah in the world. Prophecy: the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as dew from the Creator Yah. We're going to be in the middle of everybody else, as is happening right now. The role they will play a powerful, it will be a powerful influencing force, like a lion among the sheep. Summary: these prophecies show that the remnant, as watered, refreshed, supplied with rivers in the desert, witnesses proclaiming Yah's sole divinity, spiritual field, moving in prophecy, dreams, and visions, righteousness, and taught by Creator, having an inner knowledge of the Creator. So you're saying that that we're not going to be able to do it, but I am letting you know I am His witness. I am a witness to Him. I fit the prophecy of Isaiah 44. So I'm coming from the book that you're coming from. And there's so much more that you said. There was no 70-year return. We never did 70 years out and return to the return from captivity. Do you know how many times we got in trouble? Have you read the book of Judges? That's why he had me read the book of Judges last night. It's because he knew I was going to be talking to you. In fact, I've been reading the book of Judges quite a few days. And we went into punishment. Captivities before the reign of David. Because this is before the reign of David. We was going into captivity. Oh gosh, I see what I did. Oops. I'm trying to do this with my right hand on left handed. Because I got something else in my right hand. In my left hand. Based on the biblical account, the book of Judges detail a cycle of apostasy, oppression, deliverance, featured six main foreign oppressions, often called captivities and servitude. So we had six before the unified monarch under Saul and David. During this period, the Israelite remained in the Holy Land, but were subject to foreign domination, tribute, loss of freedom within their own territory. Here's the breakdown of the captivities in Judges, following by those after David. First captivity in Judges before David in the land. These oppressions involved foreign powers controlling parts of Israel, but the people were not exiled from the land. Mesopotamian captivity, which is the Cushan, Rishathaim, Mesopotamian. Those are us. That was 8 years versus Judges 3, 8 through 10. Moabite captivity, Eglon, 18 years versus Judges 3, 12 through 14. Canaanite captivity, Jaban, Sisera, and that's when Deborah came along, 20 years versus chapter 4, verses 1 to 3. Midianite captivity, 7 years, Judges 6 and 1. Ammonite Philistine oppression, 18 years, primarily east and west, verses Judges 8, 6 through 9. Philistine captivity, Samson era, 40 years, Judges 13 through 1. Note, the cases foreign rulers oppressed them within Canaan. They did not deport them in masses as later empires did. Captives after the reign of David, after the united monarchy of Saul and David and Solomon, the nation split and eventually faced major exiles, forced removal from the land. Assyrian captivity, North Kingdom, Israel. Around the 10 tribes were carried away by the Assyrian to Assyria, which is East America. 2 Kings 17, 5 through 6. 2 Kings 15 to 29. Babylon captivity, Southern Kingdom, Judah started. Judah was taken to Babylon. We know where that is. That's what we call now Canada. 2 Kings 25, Jeremiah 25, 9 through 11, and 2 Chronicles 36, 17 to 21. Roman captivity, dispersion. Following 70 AD, the Romans destroyed Jerusalem and scattered the Jews throughout the Israelites throughout the empire. That's Daniel 7, 23 through 27. We don't do New Testament around here. Judges oppressed inside the promised land. Post David, exile outside the promised land. Assyria, Babylon, and Rome. And y'all. So you said that it couldn't have happened, and we returned. Okay, you said it couldn't. There was none. And so here's another one. You have. Let me see, because I only wrote down 6. So I defined that 8 and 20 Isaiah 8 and 20, and Jeremiah 23 says there no prophet. I just explained that. I did the 70 year. I'm gonna stop because it's going almost to 40 minutes. And the host of heaven, Zechariah said Yah had favor for his people. False prophet Haggai, Zechariah, and Chronicles. Yah had no favor for his people. I think that's how you wrote that down. Yah had made a covenant with the Creator. Yah made a covenant with Jacob, Isaac, and Abraham. They made a covenant with the Creator. And he does not break his covenant. He kept his covenant. So we're going to be redeemed. He does not hate us. A good father punishes. He punished us for our iniquity. He punished us for our sin. It even tells you in the book of, Judges, in the book of Joshua. I just read this morning. This is so weird that I'm having to use this right now. That he allowed these other nations around to punish us whenever we got bad, whenever we stopped following the law, statutes, commandments. That's why they're here. They're here to punish us. But a good father punishes, a good father chastises. And we don't worship the Queen of Heaven around here. Now, do we think that the Creator, Yah, created wisdom first? Yes, I believe he created her first. She is female. And the women are created in her image, and the men are created in Yah's image. Yah's a warrior. Wisdom is a teacher. The women, the daughters of Zion teach. The men throw hands. That's it. I'm gonna stop it here because I actually want to go to bed now. So let's give y'all the praise and all the glory and all the esteem. And Sister Yahukanan, I think that's what your name is. Yahuwah Akkad. I'm sorry, Yahuwah Akkad. I'm sorry that you're misreading these books, but instead of taking upon yourself, pray and ask Yah about it, and then ask him to send you somebody that can translate this book for real. Translate the real English, the English to the real Paleo Hebrew, so you can know what this book say, because it's very specific. You can't get around that. That is specific when you read it in the Paleo Hebrew. Even if you read it in the modern Hebrew, you will miss something. You have to read it in the Paleo Hebrew because it defines it numerically. It defines it, what the word means all around. It gives you every definition of that word. You cannot miss it. So go in there and look at the host of heaven in Paleo Hebrew. That's all I did, is I told you what it meant in Paleo Hebrew. The host of heavens. The host of heavens. It means, it doesn't mean just the host of heaven doesn't just mean stars, moon, and the sun. It means the fallen angels, sis. I don't know you, so I'm not gonna call you sis no more. But yeah, that's what it means. So let's give y'all the praise and all the glory. And if you don't want to take this advice I am giving you, then that's between you and Yah. But as for me in this house, we serve Yah and Yah alone. And I go to him. Jeremiah 33:3. I ask him the question before I go out and attack it. All praises to him and him alone. Hallelujah.